One of the things about being on a fragrance journey is that it's a journey. So you get to experience a lot of different fragrances, brands, and network with creators over the way. Now, one of the things I love about this journey is that I've been able to not just come in contact, but experience fragrances from a plethora of African American owned fragrance brands. So this week, I'm looking at seven of my favorite fragrances from African American owned brands. First up is Velour from the House of Maison de Darius. Now, this is one from their initial collection, so this has been discontinued for a number of years now. It features notes of amber, oud, and caramel. And one of the things I really liked about this fragrance is how the caramel and the amber really combine to give this sensual, sexy appeal to it. A little sweet, not powdery as you would think from amber. And one of the things that I really noticed over the years is how the oud just kind of stands up in the background and you smell it. But as the day progresses, it really takes more and more of a prominence in that mixture of that caramel and the amber. If you're looking for something similar from the house, Notorieta also has those notes, and then it also adds in vanilla and violet to the mix to offer something similar but unique as well. Next, we have Renaissance or Renaissance Man from Chris Collins. Now, I just have a sample, but this bad boy is potent. It's a spicy, witty fragrance that features top notes of marine notes, bergamot, and ginger, heart notes of cinnamon, sage, and honey, and then base notes of tonka bean, tobacco, and leather. This is a grown man's fragrance right here, gentlemen. It's smoky. It has such a sultry, sensual sophistication, especially as the notes really meld together and reveal that base with the leather and the tobacco. This is definitely one of my favorites from Chris Collins. Of course, over in this space, there is no list of black owned fragrances without speaking of Ovation for Men. With aquatic notes, Sicilian lemon, Indonesian patchouli, cashmere wood, and bergamot, amongst many other notes. It's one that offers an air of sophistication, class, and even casualness all in one bottle. It's one of the fragrances that I absolutely have to have in my collection. As you see, I'm getting pretty low. So it's one I definitely have to rep on. But just like the slogan says, every man deserves an ovation. Next up, we had a one shot fragrance from a company that is more so known for their beer products, and it is Perspective by Perspective Black. With this one, you find citrus notes, woods notes, spice notes. I always say it starts off like a boozy gin and tonic, but as I continue to have this one sit around, I get more and more of that spice when I spray it in the opening. And surprisingly, the longer it sits on my shelf, the longer it tends to last on my skin. So I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it a lot more in the spring. It's perfect for the springtime as far as I'm concerned. Next up is one of my favorites from the House of Kirk Elliott, and it is none other than EKJ. With this one, you find top notes of fig, uzu, grapefruit, and green mandarin orange, middle notes of red mandarin orange, cinnamon, cardamom, and clove, and then base notes of tonka bean, leather, mahuhu, and musk. For me, it speaks as one of those fragrances that are uniquely or definitively unisex. You have the fresh fruitiness of the top notes, you have some sweetness, you have some spice, you have some the leather and the musk tend to my nose always skew more masculine, but in my opinion, EKJ is a perfect mix for all. And next up, I actually started to reach for another fragrance from this house, and that is Ether. But I wanted something, not saying Ether isn't unique, but I wanted something that was definitely more unique compared to the rest of my collection and other things that I've been wearing lately. And also, it is cold outside. So I really wanted something to cut the cold. And that's why I chose Echelon for Men from Kimberly, New York. Now, with this one, you find top notes of orange zest and aniseed, heart notes of black pepper and musk, and then base notes of leather and mahogany. This is a robust fragrance. This is a fragrance for me is very unique compared to others that I own and have smelled, and it's one that is definitely, man, it's works great in the wintertime, great in the cold, and great for those intimate settings. And I would be remiss if I did not talk about this fragrance. And I'm talking about some of my favorite fragrances from African American fragrance houses. And of course, it is none other than the one you've seen before, Sensanto and Sage from Savoir Faire. With this earthy, woody fragrance, you're going to find notes of Palo Santo, clary sage, oud, ambroxan, bergamot, cryptomeria, tobacco, grapefruit, musk, cardamom, cashmeron, and heliotrope. It's a fragrance that I keep coming back to. It is different compared to a lot of the ones I already own. It is potent, it projects, and it lasts all day.